Hello and welcome in. Today we're going to be testing some new makeup. I'm pretty excited. We're going to do a full day's wear test. It's pretty early in the morning, but I've got some stuff to do, so I'm going to put this foundation to the test. I'm very excited. What I always do for you guys is tell you what we're going to be trying on and then put timestamps in the description box in case you guys want to skip ahead to me applying any particular product in case you're not interested in some of the other stuff. I think there are like 2 lip products in here that are not like super new, but I always go through with you guys like everything that I have at the beginning of the video so you guys can see. Okay, so I'm very excited for this. This we're doing a wear test on. It's the new foundation from ABH. It's the Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. I'm into a blurring second skin matte foundation, so I jumped all over it. We have the Soft Pinch Liquid Contour from Rare Beauty. I think I got the lightest shade in Gentle. I am super excited to try this, but I'm also equally or maybe more excited to try this. It's the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte that is in the shade Extensions. If you guys have ever watched me talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, I have complained for years, literally years, that the fair to medium or light to medium shade was always just too deep for super fair skin tones for a contour shade, and having like 3 in the line was not enough. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. As much as Charlotte has been launching new things like this entire time I've been collecting makeup, why not a shade extension to this? So thrilled, super thrilled. We have a new shade in the Urban Decay Moondust. This one's in Diamond Dog. Tarte had a new Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. This is the Platinum Edition. I just picked up the mini because they launched the full size and the mini at the same time. We have the Make Me Powder Blush from YSL. Then NARS Afterglow Lip Oil. They had this. I know they had this. I used to have one in my collection. They had this years and years ago. As much as like lip oils are going super trendy right now, like I'm surprised NARS waited this long to bring back this lip oil. I've never seen anyone else have that lip oil in their collection. I think I probably got it from like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, but every time I had like tried to look for it, it was discontinued. Like you couldn't get it. So I think this for me is just trying it again because I loved that formula so much, but it did end up expiring. So fabulous. I'm super excited for that. These 2 lip products here are the ones that I'm considering like a little bit older. The RMS Beauty Legendary Lip Oil. I had this sitting in my cart for a while. Didn't pull the trigger until I started getting like gift cards and things for my birthday and then Christmas, and I got a bunch. So that's pretty much what the rest of this stuff is. With the exception of the foundation, I did go into store and get that. And then the Super Shine Lip Gloss from Makeup by Mario. So that's it. I just took 3 whole minutes to tell you guys what's on the agenda. Let's get into it. Some of you probably already know this, but I just started going back to the office like full time. And not only do I not know how to behave like after work, I'm so tired. I feel like I need to nap every day when I come home. I genuinely do not have the energy to film any night after work. And none of it is hybrid at the current moment. It's all in office. So all of my videos now I am filming on the weekends. So I'm trying to get a lot in a little period of time. But I love doing these videos. I hold all of my new makeup releases to test for you guys because I know so many of you that watch my videos are always interested in the new releases, and I think find value in watching other people test them to know whether or not it's something that you would be interested in. So I just don't know how fast I'm going to get to some of these new makeup releases and testing these things. I'm going to try and keep up with my normal schedule, but I noticed in January I didn't post quite as much. Okay, so this particular shade is Diamond Dog. It's a mocha brown base with a gold and silver micro pearls. And it looks like it was just this one additional shade that they launched, I'm pretty sure. So they now have, at least on Ulta's website, there are 5 shades total. And this is, I believe, the only new one. It is really pretty, but in person, it definitely looks like it's gonna be pretty dark, pretty deep. Here's the swatch on it. This feels a lot more powdery than the Space Cowboy that I have. With Space Cowboy doesn't have like a super strong base anyway. I'm reaching for a lot of shades like this right now, so this is perfect. Not only is it a beautiful shade extension, but definitely something I wanted to jump on. I've only ever tried Space Cowboy. My eyes are set. I think I want to just do this with my finger like I normally do and then clean up whatever messy mess I make. Oh, perfect, perfect. Super simple and easy. The powdery base really blends out nicely and it doesn't like take away the sparkles that are on top. That's really pretty. These do retail for $24 a piece, which are still more affordable than a lot of singles that I have in my collection. I just picked up a new one from Hourglass, the Scattered Lights. It was in Smoke, I'm pretty sure, and they are retailing now for $30. Although I do feel like there's more product in those than in these ones, but I've never gone through a Moondust shadow, so there's that. Anyway, the Smoke one is a very similar shade to this one, and it's not new in Hourglass's line the way that this one is, but it's so similar, and I'm saying that because I really enjoyed it. I got one for me and for my sister at Neiman Marcus when we went to the mall last weekend just to hang out, just the two of us girls. And it's so similar to this that honestly, if you like this like smoky base, this mocha base, I guess, like this is just as pretty as the Hourglass one in Smoke, maybe better. It's more sparkly than the Hourglass one. I'm just gonna clean up the edges a little bit. That like save your coin and buy this one if you kind of like that. I feel like I love a silvery sparkle, but I want a base. Like that's my personal preference. I know a lot of people like the sparkly toppers. The Hourglass one definitely has a base to it as well. I'm still testing the one from Hourglass, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm gonna enjoy this one more in Diamond Dog. Again, for the popularity of these, I'm really surprised they didn't come out with more shades in this sooner. Let's move on into the mascara before we do the foundation. I feel like why the heck not? I'm already looking at the reviews on Ulta's website and there's 2.8 stars with 4 reviews. So now I'm worried. So this is actually the travel size Lights Camera Lashes Platinum Volumizing Mascara. I got it because it was volumizing, although I really did like the original and I thought it was pretty volumizing. The mini or travel size retails for $15. I don't know how much the full size retails for. It says Lights Camera Lashes Platinum Volumizing Mascara is a tinted lash serum mascara with platinum lash serum cocktail for fuller, stronger looking lashes. 24-hour flake-free, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, 16-hour long wear and sweat proof, and more curled. It's got vitamin C, biotin, and a peptide complex. And I want to see what these reviews are. I'm always so curious to see what they say. It says, sad. I love this brand, but this mascara is horrible in a very wet consistency and is too clumpy. Not a fan at all. Someone else said, it's okay. I bought because Jeffree Star approved it. I'm not a makeup guru, but it works well. I should probably curl them first, but it cleans off well. I like that. So she just wrote, it's okay. Oh, here's someone, 5 stars, best mascara. I have literally tried every single mascara on the market. This is the bomb. Okay. And then the last one says, do not recommend, 1 star. I purchased this mascara in the travel size to try out after seeing Tarte's ads for it. Unfortunately, it didn't live up to the claims. It made my eyes burn after I applied it. The formula is very wet and the brush bristles on the wand are sparse, making it hard to separate the lashes when putting it on. Somehow it dries down to a dry and crumbly consistency and flakes everywhere while also smudging on my under eyes. I really wanted to like this new formula and I am bummed out that it didn't live up to the expectations. I guess I'll be going back to my Tarte Man-Eater mascara instead. Okay, so it's kind of like all over the place and there's only 4 reviews on it, so you know, like 3 bad ones and 1 really good one. This packaging is probably not my favorite. It's like you could probably like cut this off and there's like just a mascara underneath, but this is like sewn on and you can feel that it's, oops, okay, I just popped the stitch on the right side. Oh well, anyway, you can feel that this is just like a plastic material of some sort. I mean, it's okay. It's just kind of gimmicky. This feels like a super dry formula. Listen, I mean, there's not like a whole ton of wet going on in here. Obviously, doesn't even feel like a ton of product in here, but like, look at the wand. I don't know, there's just not a lot picking up. So if you guys watch my mascara reviews, you know I'm pretty critical. Let's get her on. So this is short, but it is a natural haired bristled wand, not a plastic bristle, or it's synthetic, but you know, it's kind of like ideas that it's like a natural hair bristled wand. Okay, you guys, what is going on? I mean, that's really pigmented. You see that right away? And I didn't open this ahead of time, which I've been telling you guys I'm trying to do. Open all of my mascaras a week before I get them to my eyes because it usually changes the formula. Like just a little bit. It's like not the same when you first open the tube. This is really pigmented. Holy crap. And it's super volumizing. This is the kind of deep pigment that if you miss an area on your eyelashes, it's gonna be obvious. I have a few mascaras that are like that. And this is volumizing. It's chunky. It's okay though. Like I like chunky. It's just kind of getting down here. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Look at it. I love that. Now this is an interesting formula for me personally because usually I find it goes one of 2 ways most of the time. It's either really wet and emollient of a formula and it just doesn't deposit a lot of pigment. It just slips through the lashes too quickly. And then the second is that it's so tacky it really grips to the lashes. So, you know, it's a really obviously pigmented mascara. This is obviously pigmented, but it is running through my lashes like a super wet formula. So this is one of those like truly kind of hybrid mascaras. I got some clumping out here. Can you guys like see that? Like these lashes definitely stuck together. I mean, I don't have a mascara that's like super volumizing that doesn't clump some of my lashes together. Like none of them. If they're volumizing, they clump them a little bit. That's kind of what I find. The better ones do it the least. But so far, I actually really like this for a preferred formula for me. You know, if you grab something that is called volumizing, I think you can expect that it's gonna be a little bit chunky. I didn't love that as much on the left eye. I don't know why. It just, I don't know, it wasn't like as pigmented. It wasn't like as volumizing. I feel like I am wearing two different mascaras on each eye at the current moment, because this one didn't get as pigmented, you know, close to my lash line as the right side did. I'm trying to get closer. It's definitely getting chunky. Like, having said that, I still feel like it stays wet enough, long enough that you can keep building and building and building. So it's a decent formula overall. I'm going to have to wait through the wear test to see if this is a mascara that I would feel comfortable having bought the full size of this. Right now, I'm kind of glad I just spent the $15. You know, I thought I was gonna say something different when I did the right eye, and then when I started doing the left, I was like, oh, wait a second. It's starting to look a little cray-cray. So we'll do the wear test on it. That's basically all I can say right now. So let's move on to the complexion. All right, this foundation retails for $46. I wish foundations were not getting so freaking expensive. Like $50 for a foundation, isn't it just one fluid ounce? I just feel like it's just getting out of control. Like Dior is charging $57 and this is $46. Like, it's not that far off. Yes, I do love some very expensive foundations. I'm just mad that it's so freaking expensive. All right, let's read this. Impeccable foundation delivers medium to full long-lasting coverage with a natural velvet matte finish using precision blur technology. It blurs the pores and imperfections while hyaluronic acid hydrates and smooths the skin. Get seamless, flawless coverage that wears comfortably for up to 12 hours. That's really good. It says that it's a water-based formula, so it's supposed to be very thin and weightless, but it builds on itself really well and it's supposed to be very blendable. With the hyaluronic acid, it's supposed to be hydrating. It's free of phthalates, gluten, mineral oil, talc, sulfates, parabens, oil, and fragrance, which is really good. So like, I think if you have sensitive skin, it's probably a foundation that would work really well for you or just not irritate you. It's ideal for all skin types, but says especially for oily skin, which is basically what I kind of imagined with the Matter foundation. The key ingredients are hyaluronic acid, Bixa or Alana, I don't know what that is, and phytoglycogen, which is supposed to help to deliver youthful, radiant skin. So I don't see any ingredient in here that would be bad for sensitive skin. It does have a 12-month shelf life on it. This is vegan. But like, everything that I would want in a foundation is the key highlighted points here: blurring, soft matte, second skin, weightless, moisturizing, hydrating, natural, long-lasting, non-drying, non-settling, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic, vegan, and cruelty-free. This right here, this is everything in a foundation that I would make myself for my skin type. I have mine in the shade 1CR. I did swatch this in store and some of them are very, very light. Fair skin with a cool rosy undertone. It is the fourth lightest shade in the line. There are 25 shades total in this. It was really nice packaging. I understand the higher price point when it's like a frosted glass jar that's like really thick. I understand all of that. I'm just like, why with the $46? It's definitely weighted and it's so pretty too, you know, like a foundation you could leave out, not sit out, but something you could leave on your vanity. It is very pretty. I think it's prettier in person than when I'm looking back on the viewfinder. Okay, so I told you I did swatch this in store. And I remember it being not super runny. It says weightless, but you know, it kind of stays where you put it. It's a little bit more thick and a little bit more whipped. Can you kind of see that? Like, just the thickness of it. It's not as lightweight and runny as I think the claims or the description of it just made it seem just now. I'm going to use a sponge on this side. This sponge is the Real Techniques like matte sponge. I can't even remember what it's called, you guys. It's the one that's supposed to give you like more mattifying coverage. I love this sponge. And it's like There's nothing to it. So it does soak up a lot of the product, which I feel like is good for matte foundations, so you're not like laying as much product on your face as maybe you would that was a little bit more lightweight and buildable and less full coverage. So for me personally, I love using a sponge like this on a matter, more full coverage foundation. Ooh, 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 that is so pretty upon first application. The sponge, I love it. I hope this wears well. I'm not kidding. I hope I love this. Even though it was a little bit more of a whipped texture, they're not wrong. It's very lightweight. You don't feel it on the skin. It's a natural matte, but it doesn't feel dry. And yeah, medium to full coverage. 100%. Everything it said, it kind of is. I don't disagree with any of its claims. I really do hope this wears as well as it looks. And I'll show you guys in natural light too, because my pores genuinely look diminished. And we'll see if it settles, etc., etc. Let's go on to the other side with about as much product with a brush. And let's see if I have a preference. I feel like this already looks heavier. I definitely love how glossy it looks when you first put it on. It has like a little bit of dewiness, a little bit of radiance. I prefer a foundation when it's matte to take a second to dry down and not feel like super dry right away. I feel like there's so many different ways that you can formulate a foundation that's a similar type, like a blurry soft matte foundation or a luminous matte foundation, that I don't have an ultimate preference. There are a few foundations that are a little bit more whipped and a little bit more heavy feeling and maybe like dry or just clay-like when they go on, like a little bit of extra powderiness because they're kind of that soft matte finish that wear extremely beautifully. The Lancome KARIM Glow foundation is kind of a whipped, heavier texture. The e.l.f., I had to go grab it, Flawless Satin Foundation. My line was here, but now I just shook it. The product is actually down to here. I would say that the Lancome KARIM Glow and the e.l.f. Satin Foundation, like as much as I use a lot of different foundations, like I always go back to those and they're both very whipped, but they wear super well. This one reminds me of both of those, and these two are like some of my absolute favorite foundations. The KARIM Glow, it's half gone. I haven't finished off a foundation or done a half gone bottle since the e.l.f. This is like well expired probably. Like I should just like let this go. I don't know, for whatever reason it still keeps performing, so I haven't let it go yet, but I could see if this performs very similarly in wear that I could replace the e.l.f. Satin Foundation, Flawless Satin Foundation. And I hope that they don't get rid of this. The only thing that I don't love about this was the scent. It's a very strong scent, where the ABH one has zero fragrance to it. And I've heard some of you guys say when I've talked about the e.l.f., so I'm throwing this box away because I can tell I'm gonna love this foundation. I hope I do. I hope I do. Anyway, I've heard some of you say with the e.l.f. one that the scent was so freaking strong. But when they came out with the Soft Glam foundation, I was worried they were gonna discontinue it. It doesn't appear that they have yet. I feel like I'm just chatting away today. You know, I have been pre-filming my videos using the LYS Triple Fix Serum Concealer. And I've been like filming several videos a day on the weekend and then posting them throughout the week. So it has been a while for me at the current moment that I'm filming this since I've actually sat down to film. So every time I do, I feel like I'm getting chatty. The longer I'm away, the more chatty I get, it seems. So I'm using the tiniest little sponge. Not sponge, but puff. As I'm filming this, it's been 2 weeks since I've filmed. All right, I just threw on the Rare Beauty, the Brow Harmony Precision Pencil. I've had this in my collection for a while. It's in Rich Taupe and it's too dark for me. I think it's pretty neutral shade, but it's just a really deep shade for me and I'm trying to use it up. So when I film, I use this a lot. It's just really dark. So we just came back with pretty dark eyebrows, but that's okay. We're gonna be throwing on the Soft Pinch Liquid Contour next from Rare Beauty. This is 28 bucks. I feel like the blushes, the last time I bought one, they were 25. So I think they've either gone up in price or these are just a little bit more. And this is called the Soft Pinch Liquid Contour. She doesn't call it a bronzer. She doesn't call it a bronzer slash contour. It comes with 6 different shades, but it seems like just based on what I'm seeing from the website, it kind of goes with 2 sets, light, medium, and deep. And the sets are like a cooler tone and then one that's a little bit more warm toned. Even though she calls them cool toned, I kind of looking at them and I'm like, they're just not as cool. So the one I got is gentle. It is the lightest shade. It's in Fair Cool Taupe. It's supposed to be long wearing and natural finish. It's a weightless, easy to blend liquid contour that defines and enhances for a naturally lifted look and lasts. It actually actually says on here, a dewy, weightless, and easy to use blend liquid contour that can go from softly sculpted to instantly defined. So this does claim to be dewy, which is not usually something that oh, this is freaking huge. It's like the highlighters. So it's not like the blushes, it's not thin. I actually thought this was gonna be thinner. I haven't taken it out of the box since I got it. When did I get it? On the 20th. So it's the 2nd of February as I'm filming this. I've had this for like almost 2 weeks now. So I never opened it. Holy cow, it's really big. Okay. But what I was saying was I'm usually not into, I haven't used this one yet from Bella Beauté Bar. So I'm gonna use this one because it's a little bit of a flatter kabuki brush. They have pink tops, which I think is really cute, but it's also confusing. Did I use it for blush or did I not? But this is a new brush set and I haven't used this one yet, so we're gonna use that. Did I even finish saying what I was saying? I just usually don't like a dewy contour. Contours to me shouldn't be dewy, I don't think. I think they should be completely matte. That's just my personal opinion. But you know, sometimes they say dewy, but they're not really, you know, they'll dry down if you stamp them in. So I want to rub this in and see if we're really looking at a dewy finish. Yeah, I kind of think we are. You can really see as much as I've rubbed it in, it still has this glossiness to it. I'm not saying I can't tolerate something like that. It's just generally not something that I'm looking for in a contour. Bronzer okay, but I also like something more matte for a bronzer or like a soft matte, but contour, I don't know. Fully matte is what I'd say. Okay, let's just draw it on. You know, in my experience with these, they're so pigmented, you just don't need a lot. So I'm gonna go in with those 2 little tiny dots first. And I almost feel like this is kind of all I need. Ooh, so pretty, so pretty. It was very light, super light. And I think that's what I want because for me, when it comes to contours, I always feel like I can go overboard and then it starts looking muddy. Something like this that's just lighter. I know the lights are pretty bright in here, but like that's all I would want right there. Does that look like the perfect kind of sculpted amount? I think so. I think that was very, very nice. I actually am not surprised that she called this a contour because she has the cream stick bronzer and a lot of those initially came out in pretty warm tones. So I'm not surprised to see this liquid version come in contour shades at all. I can definitely see its dewiness on the forehead, and that's where I kind of say I don't always love a dewy contour, and I feel like it did get just a little bit patchy, kind of the way I was rubbing it in. I can see the little bit of dewiness. It's just a little bit glossy, but super easy to blend in, not overly pigmented. You can draw it straight onto the cheeks. So far, this just seems like a product I'm gonna end up really enjoying. I kind of had no doubt in my mind. As long as the shade worked, I figured it would work. All right, let's move on into the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. The Hollywood contour wand is $42. The other contour wand that I have was fair to medium. Like it jumped from fair to medium. It was fair/medium. Now the one I picked up was just fair with neutral undertones. And as many dupes has come out after this, I have to give it to Charlotte. The reason that I held on to hers, as opposed to others that seemed like a comparable formula, I still feel like this was one of the best for blendability and longevity. And even though it was really dark, it still worked for me. It is a preferred formula when it comes to a contour wand. So this is the old one that is fair to medium, and then this one is just fair. So there's a differences in like the color here, but let me do like a side by side so you can see. Here's the original, pretty deep, and here is the new one, which is just fair. I would even say that this has some warmth to it, where the deeper shade had more red. At least that's the way it appeared to me. It just looked a little bit more red, but this one is supposed to be neutral. I don't know. Does it look neutral or so it's very hard to tell on a swatch sometimes with like such little product. So let's get it to the cheeks so we can determine. This one, I always felt like I did a pretty heavy swatch on the cheek. I never was shy with this. This is so much more of a liquidy formula, like in comparison to the one from Rare Beauty. You can tell the Rare Beauty, even though it has a dewy finish, was a drier consistency. That's pretty. I will say though, doesn't this shade look more bronzery on me than contour? Like what happened to my voice just there? I don't know. I'm trying to determine like which one looks better on which side. All right, let's do the forehead. Maybe that'll tell, like a side by side. Again, I'm gonna be pretty generous with this. The only thing is like, how much air do we got going on in here, Charlotte? That's what I wanna know. Again, I feel like I'm doing pretty heavy swatches so I can really see what these look like. All right, Charlotte's is much more matte. I don't know if you guys can tell, but see how like glossy my, hello, can we focus please? Can you tell how like glossy my forehead is on this side and how much more matte it is on this side? It's matter, but I don't think it's flatter. I almost feel like this looks more of a bronzer because it's just a little bit lighter. Like Rare's has more gray in it, which I think is more contour. See them side by side? I feel like Charlotte's definitely has a little bit of warmth, and then that's truly a contour. I feel like I could almost wear this as a bronzer. Like especially on the cheeks, it looks so much lighter and more bronzer-like to me in tone. But I loved both of the way that they blend in. That's the thing. Am I going to use it as a bronzer? A bronzer? Like there's nothing wrong with that. I just hate when they don't get it right. In my mind, I'm just thinking a product, if you call it a contour, that's how it should perform, but like a bronzer is fine. Yeah, this more warmth. This one definitely more gray toned. Both great, a little bit dewy, a little bit more matte. Both formulas, fabulous. In fact, even though this is a shitty shade, I think personally it was way too dark for me, but I made it work, is gross, and it's almost gone. If it's almost gone, I feel like that should tell you something about the use that I've given it. All right, you guys, let's go into these YSL blushes. They retail for 45 bucks and they come in 6 different shades. These are supposed to be long wearing and waterproof. It says a little blush and a little clutch, a long lasting velvety soft blush that provides buildable color in a silky satin and soft matte finishes. So it has squalene, which blurs the look of imperfections and pores on the cheek, and rosehip from YSL Beauty Aruca Community Gardens for healthy looking skin. That's like the second thing that I've read with like the Aruca Community Gardens from YSL. So I'm guessing now at this point that they have their, oh, okay, that they have their own gardens where they like grow stuff that they put into their products. All right, so I'm holding it like this so you guys can see. It's a littler box inside of like bigger packaging. So here's the box, and inside of it looks like it's smaller. I actually thought this was gonna be bigger. It's not. She's not bigger. So we did this thing with Fenty, which I understood because it was a weird shaped blush. It was kind of like a diamond. This one could have gone into a smaller box, okay? For $45 YSL. It's basically the Gucci size blush, pretty much. So if you're familiar with that, that's what they look like. This one has a little bit of sheen to it. I want to look up the color that I got. The Nude Lavalier, which is the iconic dusty pink satin. So some of them are satin and some of them are mattes. Oh, I'm so happy I got one that is a satin and not a full matte, but they do give you options. It's just that like it's rotating through different shades and you may or may not like a particular shade in that finish, or you may like it but not like the finish, I think is what I was trying to say there. Anyway, it's sturdy, you know, it's a mini clutch, it's nice packaging. Let's swatch it. Oh yeah, you guys, it's satin. It's got that nice bitty itty bitty sheen. You see that? Very pretty in my personal opinion. You know, I get smarter about products after I buy them. I try and pay attention to the purchases that I'm making and the finishes that they come, but you guys, it slips out of my mind if I haven't put it on my face. So if I ever come to a video and seem surprised, it's because I cannot remember the new release yet. I can't remember what the finish was like until I have applied it onto my face in some way. And also, I just get excited about certain brands and when they release things, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna like something that I don't read that much about it until I buy it. But I'm a very impulsive person anyway. And I'm not saying like impulsivity in like necessarily a bad way. I'm that kind of person that is like, if it needs to be done, just do it. Just get it done. Do it. So like if it needs to be purchased, get it. Buy it. Hello. Oh, fabulous. This blush is so freaking pretty, you guys. I want to say, for those of you who don't love a shimmery blush, and I'm not saying at all that this has any sparkles because I don't think that it has sparkles, but it has like a silver finish to it. That's the satinness that I'm getting. It's a lot more sheeny than this lets on, I think, especially the swatches online. So please, before you spend $45, if you don't like this satin sheen. You're probably not gonna like this. Like, it's almost like the color of the cover, the little clutch is like more representative of like what it is, because you get like this little bit of silver glossiness, and that's kind of what this blush looks like. Personally, I'm in favor of it, and I'm more excited about the blush now than when I picked it up, but it is emphasizing like texture on the cheeks right there. If you're the kind of person who stays away from the texture from satin finishes, maybe just move on from this blush. Might not be a blush that you really like, because man, it's like teetering on me calling it metallic. Like, not completely, but it's silver, so it's like there. It's almost there. By the way, I love the way everything is sitting on the foundation. Now we have the 3 lip products to test, so let's go into the RMS Beauty Legendary Lip Oil. This isn't even listed on Ulta's website as new anymore, so this is like what I'm talking about. It's like, it's been a while. I purchased this on the 25th of December, but I had this in my cart for a while, so there you go. I just didn't pull the trigger, but I am a huge fan of the RMS Beauty lip products that I have tried before, like quite a bit. The legendary, I don't know, lippies, the long ones that are like twist up, they're so good. I don't think they get enough hype, honestly. I was actually very excited to see RMS Beauty team up with Ulta Beauty and start posting things there, because before I would get everything from the RMS Beauty website, and it would take a while to ship. That's just kind of the way it works with brands, whereas like Ulta and Sephora, they're usually faster than a lot of the brands, like getting them specifically from the website. And you could get things from RMS Beauty on Amazon's website, but there were a couple of times where I saw them marked up. For whatever reason, they were like $1 or $2 more on Amazon's website than they were on RMS Beauty's website. So I always went to RMS Beauty to purchase the products. But then I saw Amazon kind of came down. So you can get the stuff on Amazon's website, but I do get a lot of points with Ulta, and I placed a lot more orders. So anyway, just thought I would mention that. So it's skincare for your lips. RMS Beauty's delightfully plush and ultra nourishing legendary lip oil delivers alluring color and high shine that's never sticky, always legendary. Conditions and softens. It's hydrating and lightweight, never sticky, always nourishing. Okay. It's got bitter cherry seed oil, organic vanilla extract, organic RMS adaptogen herbal blend, and organic jojoba oil. It provides 8 hours of hydration, repairs lip barrier, and this retails for $25, and it comes in a good number of shades, 8 different shades on its first launch. But yeah, not listed as new anymore. I'm kind of expecting it to be like a tint, but maybe it's not. Oh, by the way, I got I got mine in the shade Alessandra, which is a bright pop of brew. My God, what's going on with my words? Stop it. Boysenberry. And I usually, when it comes to lip oils, get a really deep shade. What's going on here? Nothing is coming out. Hello. A really deep shade in lip oils because they're generally just not very pigmented. And I think when I was looking, there's nothing picking up on this doe foot applicator. I'm like trying to talk and get my thoughts out. When I was looking at the swatches, I mean, they looked pretty pigmented, but some of them looked pretty sheer. So I ended up getting like a pretty deep shade. You guys, I'm just not pulling up any product. Like, you should see my little pathetic swatch. Like, that's all I'm getting. That's it. Where's the high shine? It feels like a very oily texture. Okay, come on, let's go. Not very thick, like at all. I'm struggling here. The models make it look so juicy. What's going on? Can we get some more on here? The color is gorgeous. Big doe foot applicator. Took me 25 minutes to get enough product out for it to actually look glossy. And there it is. I mean, she's gorgeous. It's very slippy, you know? Like, Why do you have to make those noises, Carrie? I don't know. Yes, very pretty color. It is high shine. Not filling in the lip lines. I wish I hadn't made that face just now, but I did. But not sticky. Okay, so my only criticism is that it took 12 years to pick up enough product on this doe foot applicator to make it look shiny and glossy. It's the benefits of a balm with buildable color and a high shine finish of a gloss that's never sticky. This is a big fat guy too. It's nice. I like a big fat lip product, you know? You don't lose them in your purse. It's definitely nourishing. It feels really good on. I don't think so far like I regret this at all. Especially in this color, I really enjoy a shade like this. For my skin tone, this is meant to be, I think, for a deeper skin tone, at least like on the model here. It's like on someone who's of a deeper complexion than me. But I love when it's a little bit more of a sheer lip oil and it comes out like this, you know? I think this color is very fun, is my point. I want to see if it stains now. Not too much. All right, the Makeup by Mario I did pick up in stores, but I did have it in my cart for a while. They are still calling this new on the Sephora website. It's the Hydrating Super... the Super Shine lip gloss. This comes in 11 different shades. It's 26 bucks. It's supposed to be hydrating with hyaluronic acid and a high shine finish. Super shiny lip gloss that quickly hydrates and smooths for long-lasting comfort with a glass-like finish. Its benefits are that it's hydrating. All right, so it's got sodium hyaluronate, which hydrates, pomegranate extract, which locks in moisture, and jojoba oil that nourishes. I have mine in the shade Rustic Pink. It's like one of the lighter shades. I swatched these in store, so I picked this up with the ABH Foundation, and I was able to swatch a bunch of them, which I actually really enjoy doing when I can. Ooh, so pretty. I remember now why I ended up getting this. See, this is what I mean. Like, I forget sometimes when I purchase things because a lot of the other shades came out very warm leaning, and this one was very cool in Rustic Pink. It doesn't give a description of what it is. I just remember that it was very cool toned when I swatched it. And here, I'll do a little swatchy swatch. So it's pretty sheer, but I think it has decent pigment on the swatch, not on the lips. Okay, it's a lot sheerer on the lips. Where did it go? Oh, that's no color. Okay, so the swatch didn't mean shit. I swatched a bunch of these in store, and this is the one I wanted, really, because it was the most cool toned, and it had decent pigment. Look at that, and then look at the lips. No, this is a stickier gloss. I think it's another situation where you really gotta put a lot of product on for it to like show any real color. Against my lip color, it is my lip color, or too close to my lip color, it's not showing enough. So it looks way more sheer. That's why I always try and get super deep glosses. But I didn't like the berry, or maybe they were out of the berry when I was there. I think that's what it was. They were just out, and then some of the lighter ones were really warm toned. So, okay, now you know. Now I know that it's pretty sheer. Like, this has like the slightest coloring at just like the teeniest, tiniest bit. So it's a thicker formula, but I don't find it sticky at all. And I do find that it's really high shine. So this is kind of one of those glosses that I feel like is just, it hit. Very high shine, very comfortable formula. That's pretty much it. I actually really enjoy this. $26 this retails for. Like, I don't even want to take this off. It's very, very comfortable. It has like a slight smell of something sweet, but it's like so light. It's almost not even worth mentioning. So that's a really, really nice, just everyday gloss. I think personally, I'm gonna really enjoy that. So again, no regrets. I feel like I should just title these videos, new makeup releases, regret or not. To regret or not to regret. All right, these are the Afterglow lip oils. I'm telling you guys, they were alive and well once before and totally discontinued. I'm pretty sure I had one that was like a berry shade before, and it was freaking fabulous. And they do have one that is very similar, but I didn't pick it up because I already know what that looks like on me. This one is Wondrous. It is the raspberry shade that was very similar to the lip oil that I had back then, but I did pick up Orgasm. So these retail for $28. It's the Afterglow Lip Oil Sensorial Gel Oil Gloss with long-lasting hydration and sheer shine. Unique gel oil formula that glides on with a comfortable weightless feel. It's infused with lip-caring ingredients to deeply nourish, smooth, and soften. There's vitamin E and A, omega-3 and 6, and pomegranate extract. And the reason I got Orgasm is because it's a shimmery shade. I don't know how long you guys have been here, but like shimmery lip products are totally my thing. Love, love, love. Oh my god, this feels just like their original lip oils. Before lip oils were cool, they had lip oils. Like, tell me if you guys remember the lip oils from NARS. Packaging was pretty much the exact same. Maybe they were a little bit taller and thinner, but I'm pretty sure they looked very similar. They also had a small tiny doe foot applicator. I'm just so glad that they came back with these. I really am. Yeah, they feel just the same. You guys, they like the smoothest thing in the whole entire world. I wish they had more shades, but these 4 shades to me look absolutely perfect. They have like a brownie shade, they have a more mauve shade, a raspberry tone, and then Orgasm, which is like a peachy shimmery shade. Like, if I was gonna launch a lip oil and it had to be of a range, it would be pink, peach, brown, and purple, probably. The only thing they're really missing is like a red, but they could do a shade extension. So this is maybe the sheerest of them all in Orgasm, and I don't see a ton of sparkles, but you guys, it's one of those thicker, very smooth formulas that is really high shine, that is extremely emollient and slippy on the lips. Okay, that was everything. I still owe you guys a wear test. I've been talking so much throughout this video. We also had a crap ton of products to test, so hopefully you guys are still hanging on in there. I like how volumizing and how pigmented this mascara is so far. Are they crunchy? I mean, what volumizing mascara isn't crunchy? crunchy? What volumizing mascara isn't a little bit crunchy? Tell me right now. So far I like everything that's on my face. I feel like I've been doing a lot of looks just like this. I don't know, this is like my go-to look. Eyes, cheeks, lips, foundation. It's my go-to lately. I love it. I love everything that I got. So I'll show you guys what everything looks like in natural light, and I'll try to do it again at like the 4-hour mark, and then we'll come back at the end of the evening, or at least just late enough that it's been 8 hours, and I will do a check-in for you guys to show you how the foundation is holding up. I would hope that it would have a longer lasting wear, simply because that's what this claims. So that's really what I'm looking for. Hopefully you guys stick around for that, and I will see you guys back here later in the evening. Bye for now. I don't even know if this camera's straight. Welcome to tonight's check-in. I'm checking myself out. Like, wow. I don't hate anything. I think the foundation held up super duper well. I'm gonna jump to show you guys exactly what this looked like at the 4-hour mark so you can see me checking in and like how it's wearing on my nose, especially because that's where I get the most oily. So I'll jump to that really quickly and then we'll come back. Okay, you guys, I just got back, and before I go like lay down, I wanted to do a check-in for you guys. It's been probably like 4 hours. I'm just sitting in my car. There's like a bird that's like screaming in the background. Anyway, it's come off like a little bit on my nose. Can you guys see like the breaking apart that it's doing when my oils are kind of peeking through? Plus I have a tendency to like touch my nose more than any other part. I also noticed it like sinking into my 11s up here. But overall, I think it's doing really well. It's more like a glam foundation. It's definitely like more medium to full coverage. I feel just like extra glam in this. I really do like the way that it's wearing so far. I want to say I love the blush. I love it. I think I did take off like maybe a little bit over here. I just didn't apply as much. Also the Makeup by Mario lip product, it didn't have like the greatest pigmentation, but I still feel like there's like this like slight shine, a little bit of stickiness kind of left on my lips right now. So it's actually kind of nice if you like something a little bit more sheer that's not going to fade off super fast, but I just feel like it was nourishing. Like I liked the way that it felt. And also this mascara, I'm sorry, even though it's like a little bit chunky, I still absolutely love it. I love it. I love this eye so much more than this eye. Like I guess I just got closer with this eye. Anyway, that was my check-in for 4 hours. Hopefully it helps you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, so as you guys saw, it was definitely separating around my nose. My oils were kind of breaking it up. And I think that it's doing a lot of the same thing now. It's just that my oils are like so pronounced that the foundation is like almost gone off of my nose. Maybe like still right here, but I think it's more of a glam foundation. I really liked the way that it continued to look. I felt more glam throughout the day. By the way, I want to preface this. Well, it's not prefacing it now, but I took a nap, okay? It's Sunday. I always like nap on the weekends if I can. So this foundation has gone through a nap. This blush has gone through a nap, and the mascara has gone through a nap. If I'm doing a wear test, I'm almost always taking a nap, okay? Because it's gonna be on the weekend. Anyway, I felt more glam with this throughout the day. I think after 8 hours, has it been 8 hours? Maybe it's been longer. No, it's been like exactly 8 hours. Like almost to the dot at the current moment when I'm doing this check-in for you guys. I feel like the camera is just not level, like something is going on. So if it's like tilted, I'm so sorry. I was moving it around today. Anyway, I still feel like it's a little bit more of a glam foundation. I do feel like I'm super dewy on my forehead and my nose. Okay, all right, in my T-zone, everywhere in my T-zone. So it didn't stop me from getting oily like I normally do, but overall everywhere else it just held up. I still feel like it looks so much better after 8 hours and after having lied down than some foundations. It's just a longer lasting foundation. It's just more on the glam side. Okay, it's just more on the glam side. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say that it's so matte that it's drying. I think it's like a softer matte, or like a more hydrating matte foundation. That's what I feel like. You can even see my cheeks have a little bit of gloss to them too. By the way, I feel like this blush has held up extraordinarily well. Like I laid a lot on this side so you can see that a lot of it has kind of come off, and like even my mascara, like it definitely, my eyelashes kind of went this way because I was laying on that side. But the side that I didn't, I didn't touch it at all. Like this just lasted. Part of it probably is that it's sitting on like a matter foundation too, but oh my gosh, I love this. And I think I love this more than the Gucci, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I love the little Gucci blushes, but I think I like this one better. I do. And it has more sheen to it. But if you guys don't like that like metallic finish, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna like it. I think you would probably enjoy the Gucci one more because the sheen is just a lot lighter. All right, let's move on to these contours. They're still there, okay? Even the side that I laid on for the Rare Beauty, but Charlotte, like fully intact. The forehead, fully intact. I can definitely see more dewiness like on this side. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. They're both still there. They held up really great. I love both of them. I still think the Charlotte is such a good formula that it's so long lasting and super blendable, but geez, this was better in terms of being like a contour shade. I think this might be my favorite liquid contour in my collection right now. Trying to think, like I have some good contour ones, like the Moira Beauty is really good and it's more mattifying, but this one's a good one for like a dewier finish, but they're both pretty long lasting. The Moira one is just less expensive than this one. I don't know. This is good. This is good. I'm not disappointed at all. Eyeshadow, fabulous. You can see that it came off where I laid, but oh, these are so good. These are so good, and this one in Diamond Dog is fabulous if you like this kind of shade. I can't give you any updates on these two because I just didn't wear them, so they'll go into like a speed reviews. You guys saw my initial thoughts. All right, let's go to this mascara. So it's definitely chunky and volumizing and the things that I like, and I like the formula, I really do, but it is a crunchier dry down. And that usually means that if I'm gonna like lay down or something, then the lashes are gonna kind of like get crunchy, but I had a lot of like little black fallout from this mascara throughout the day. And I wasn't even like touching my eyes that much. The black fallout was just kind of happening because it was like a drier, crunchier formula. And I don't love that. I really don't. I have really good volumizing mascaras. So I think I'll probably use this one up, but I don't think I would repurchase it just because it got a lot of fallout. And also when I laid down, it transferred over here. My favorite volumizing mascaras don't do that. The Ritual Defy Levitation Lash, the Beauty Bay High Key, the Ami Collet Mascara, the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water, top mascaras. When I'm testing a new mascara, I'm always like trying to compare it against those ones because those are my absolute favorite and they just have been for a while. So I don't think this is gonna make it, but if you don't lay it on as thick as I do, then maybe it doesn't kind of like get crunchy like this, but I don't think it's avoidable. I definitely think it's like not transfer proof mascara. Okay, let's talk about the Makeup by Mario. You guys, this was good. I really enjoyed like how hydrating this felt. Like I felt this on the lips several hours after I had it. It was like the color or whatever tint, like little tiny tint that it had faded. It was still nourishing on the lips. 3-4 hours later, I really like this. It's just sheer and not so unique that I probably couldn't duplicate this in a drugstore formula that I have, but it is good. It's just that like there's no pigment. So there's nothing to get excited about in pigment land. So those are my final thoughts on everything, you guys. I'm definitely loving the blush, the two contours, the eye product, and this foundation. Fabulous. I'm not saying run out and get the Makeup by Mario, but I did really like it, and I will give you guys an update on these two things in speed reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope this camera isn't crooked. I hope that if you guys aren't currently subscribed, you hit that subscribe button so you can stick around for my upcoming videos. I'm out of here for this evening, you guys, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye, guys.